Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about another game that I used to love, and I have played quite a few of them. It is Turok, and what happened to it. So, if you enjoy it, drop a like as always. Thank you for the support on the videos. It has been absolutely amazing, and I appreciate a lot being here. So, for those who never heard of it, it's pretty self-explanatory from the thumbnail and the background behind me. Turok was a shooter game that was based heavily around dinosaurs, and it was an absolute blast. The game came out several times. The latest version was 2008, and it has not been on our screens since then. There's been no other games. There's been no other, adaptations of it, like a movie or something like that, or anything along those lines. So we're going to jump into a little bit, and I want to try and get a rough idea of what could have actually made it disappear and maybe figure out what happened to it. So Turok was made a long time ago. Several games came out. I think there was 4 of them in total. And like I said, it was a shooter game that was story driven. I think in one of the Toroks there was split screen or a multiplayer game mode, but in terms of actual base game itself, it was a story driven game where you followed a single protagonist. He didn't actually have a name, and you used to go around, do different missions in different jungles and forests and biomes across different landscapes of each of the games. So it was a game that was quite ahead of its time, I think, in terms of the way it introduced futuristic weapons and stuff like that. I remember in one of the games there was a rocket launcher that used to suck in any objects or people or creatures in front of it and then just explode it into blood and guts all over the walls. And then there was another one that was like a plasma rifle, and it had like different plasma rifle variants in one weapon. And then there was also a heavy shotgun that you could charge up 8 times, I think, and then you used to do more damage the more you charged it up. And I know it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but for a game that that was like, I think it was the second or third installment in the franchise, it was pretty cool how they introduced a lot of the movies. Excuse me. And a lot of the moves, I mean, not movies, a lot of the moves. And personally, I would like to see more of this kind of stuff in other games, especially dinosaur games. I mean, I feel like personally, dinosaur games in general are not really a thing. Apart from Jurassic Park Builder, there's not really any dinosaur games nowadays that are story driven. And I do think there is a space in the market for that kind of thing. You know, I would like to play a story game based around dinosaurs again. It has been a long time. I guess you could say Ark Survival Evolved, but it's not really a story. It's not really a single player. It's more of an online free roam kind of thing. I'm talking about this kind of stuff where you hop in, you do several missions, and you just have fun with it. And another game that was heavily similar to this was the old Percy Jackson King Kong game. King Kong back on the PlayStation 2. And it was awesome, that game as well. Who knows, I might do a video about that in the future, because that's another game I played. But both Turok and King Kong were single player games that had level by level kind of action. There was plenty of stuff going on to keep you active and interested in the games themselves. And it was just good fun, It was a single player game that you could, hop on, play a mission or two, face off against new dinosaurs and do different objectives in those missions and in the campaign. And it was just a game that you could just enjoy and have a good time with, killing dinosaurs and facing a gigantic T-Rex like to my right here. This was actually one of the bosses in the 2008 Turok game, and I played that once or twice. And as far as I remember, the boss battle itself was actually quite hard. It was actually one of the more difficult bosses I can remember in my gaming life. Actually, it was actually quite difficult to face off against this thing right here. And that was one of the cool things about Turok, was how overscaled it was. Yeah, it was very arcadey and very wacky with some of the weapons and different mechanics, but it was just fun. And I would love to see Turok come back. Heck, even a movie would be pretty sick. Um, I think personally, and another game would be awesome with obviously more updated, graphics, maybe a multiplayer mode, who knows, but a more updated single player game. I'm telling you now, if Turok 2008 came out tomorrow, it would look so much better. It would run so much better. There would be so much more content. And I know for a fact, me as a fan of dinosaurs and single player campaign games in general, it would be awesome to see it come back on the big screen. So let me know what you guys think. What happened to Turok? Personally, it disappeared mainly because the developers have probably moved on to something else. If not dinosaur games, they might have thought at the time were a little bit died down. And to be honest, they're not wrong. There's not many dinosaur games out there today apart from Jurassic World Evolution. And I would love to see something along the lines of Turok, or Turok itself, come back with a bigger, better game. Even a movie, like I said, would be awesome. But let me know in the comment section. Have you ever played Turok? Have you even heard of Turok before you watch this video? It would be cool to see it come back. And I would love to see something like this return to the gaming screen and take that spot up on the marketplace, because I definitely think there's a spot available for it. So let me know what you think. Like I said, be sure to stay safe. Happy December, of course. Obviously, there's 23 days left until Christmas, and I hope you lot are excited for whatever you want to get this year. So be sure to look after yourselves, take care, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.